The Mbogam Kwaraba EBBO has rounded off her 39th General Assembly with the induction of 7 new members into its fold. The event held at the international headquarters of Mbogam Kwaraba EBBO, Udoma Avenue, Uyo. Patricia Udo filed this report as presented in our studios.
The inductees included the Speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Elder Anyeka Kanoko, Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Kanokun, Commissioner for Rural Development, Barrister Kong Samson, Special Advisor on Political and Legislative Affairs, Mr. Neche Ito, Commissioner for Works, Mr. Ifremi Yang, Commissioner for Environment and Mineral Resources, Dr. Inyobo Onsien, and member representing the State Constituency in the State House of Assembly, Mr. Donsiri Twen. In his address, the International President of Mbogam Kwaraba EBBO, Kwaraba Monday Tuokwan, acknowledged the collective support, cooperation, and contributions of members towards enhancing the growth of the organization. He described the Mbogam Kwaraba EBBO as a service organization and appealed to the inductees to imbibe good virtues and render services to the organization, the nation, and Akwa Ibom State.
As we move into the new year with hope for a better tomorrow, chapters are reminded to embark on development projects for sustainability, to drive for credible members to build up their development strength, and to conduct their affairs in such a manner as to attract and encourage responsible people to join the organization.
On behalf of other inductees, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Anyeka Kanoko, and the Commissioner for Works, Mr. Ifremi Yang, expressed gratitude to the leadership of Mbogam Kwaraba EBBO for deeming them fit to be admitted into the organization. On the state of the nation, the General Assembly, in a communique, deplored the upsurge in kidnapping, armed robbery, and other cases of insecurity in the state, the crippling effects of fuel scarcity, the continued deplorable state of Calabar to Highway, Ikorekpene Aba Road, Oburokara Umohia Road, as well as arbitrary electricity bills, and call on agencies and institutions of government concerned to rise to the challenge by urgently addressing the situations to minimize the hardship on the citizenry. Mbo also advised government to oblige the state with special numbers to call to report any case of insurgency. The communique acknowledged the industrialization strides of the state government and encouraged the governor to pursue the vision with even greater passion and sense of urgency in order to realize the dream of making Akwa Ibom the industrial hub of the Gulf of Guinea in the nearest future. The Mbo also pleaded with the government to reopen the Ibom Plaza for business and leisure. In the communique, the Mbo also acknowledged the appreciable improvement in power supply as a step in the right direction of driving industrialization and small-medium-scale businesses. The Mbo called on the entire citizens to give their unalloyed support to the government of Udom Emmanuel. The 39th General Assembly of Mbogam Kwaraba EBBO also commended President Muhammadu Buhari for the steps taken so far in repositioning the country for good governance, particularly in the fight against corruption and insurgency, and urged him to be non-partisan in the business of governance.
A valedictory service has been organized by the University of Uyo in honor of 3 principal officers of the institution who have vacated office. The officers are the immediate past Vice Chancellor, Professor Comfort People, the outgone Bertha, Sarah Makila Sukwa, and the outgone University Librarian, Professor Felicia Hayden. Ayano Paul was there for AKPC News.
Out of 20 students who participated in the ceremonies, convoked with doctorate degrees, 5 with diploma in various fields, 9 were awarded honorary degree, while 5 matriculated and were officially received into the institution. Those awarded doctorate degrees were Bishop Andrew Wanta, who bagged doctorate in leadership dynamics, Venerable Stephen Akanton B., Elder Kofi Ford, and Prince Louis Ojana, among others. Conferring the degrees on the recipients, the Chancellor of the University, Archbishop Thomas Okpo, who congratulated the convocants, advised them to strive to add value wherever they find themselves, and enjoined the matriculants to study hard.
God is now ready to make His children industrial giants, to stand on the gap of unemployment and use the academic bodies in our midst to counter the problem of poor standard of education in the society.
Some of the recipients of the honorary award, including Bishop Andrew Wanta, thanked the institution for recognizing the humanitarian service they have rendered to society, promising to do more.
On behalf of all the recipients, I want to say a big thank you to the presiding chancellor and also the entire officers of the Great Citadel.
And the family want to support, or will continue to support the ministry.
The event also featured ordination of pastors, bishops, co-administration, and fundraising for completion of some projects in the institution. Iyageno Paul reporting.
Sincere apologies for that wrong visuals there. We hope to bring that story later on. In the meantime, let's move on to that particular visuals. The Pilgrims University Theological Seminary, Aba, Abia State, has awarded doctorate degrees to some eminent persons who have contributed to the development of the institution. The International Coordinator of Akwa Ibom Consolidation Alliance, ACA, Bishop Andrew Uwanta, who backed a doctorate in leadership dynamics, was one of those so honored at the 28th Convocation, Matriculation and Education Week of the institution. Ayana Paul reports and now brings details.
Who participated in the ceremonies convoked with doctorate degrees, 5 with diploma in various fields, 9 were awarded honorary degree, while 5 matriculated and were officially received into the institution. Those awarded doctorate degrees were Bishop Andrew Wanta, who bagged doctorate in leadership dynamics, Venerable Stephen Akanton B., Elder Kofro Ford, and Prince Louis Sojana, among others. Conferring the degrees on the recipients, the Chancellor of the University, Archbishop Thomas Okpo, who congratulated the convocants, advised them to strive to add value wherever they find themselves, and enjoined the matriculants to study hard.
God is now ready to make His children industrial giants, to stand on the gap of unemployment and use the academic bodies in our midst to counter the problem of poor standard of education in the society.
Some of the recipients of the honorary award, including Bishop Andrew Wanta, thanked the institution for recognizing the humanitarian service they have rendered to society, promising to do more.
On behalf of all the recipients, I want to say a big thank you to the presiding chancellor and also the entire officers of the Great Citadel.
And the family want to support, or will continue to support the ministry.
The event also featured ordination of pastors, bishops, co-administration, and fundraising for completion of some projects in the institution. Iyageno Paul reporting.
The member representing Itu State constituency in the House of Assembly, Mr. Idon Sepitwen, has called on the well-placed indigenes of Itam to support the development sport in the area. Mr. Itwen, who made the call at the kickoff of this year's West Itam Unity Football League at the QIC Primary School, Nomu Koridam, said talent in the area should be encouraged to attain national reckoning. He said already he has set a machinery in motion to transform football teams in Itam to reach higher heights. The Chairman House Committee on Works and Transport judged football players to be more serious in the game in such a way that they make it a career.
That this competition is going to lay a foundation stone for most of our players here to be known nationally and internationally.
The chairman of the West Town Football Association, Mr. Patrick Simon, said the league was an annual soccer event aimed at promoting peace, love and unity among the people of West Town. That's it on our news. Just before we go, I look at some of the major stars. Just before then, do remember you can watch AKBC TV online by logging on to akbctv.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45U or like our Facebook page at AKBC Channel 45. And now look at some of the major stories. Women of Ukyo Federal Constituency have pledged their support to Governor Udom Emmanuel's industrialization drive to help better the economy of the state and create employment and opportunities for youth. The women made the pledge when the governor's wife, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, toured Oran, Ibesiposutan, and Ukyo local government areas. The Akwa Ibom Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Commission has flagged off the 2015 Ember Month Mega Rally for motorists at Uyo Capital City Central Body Park in Itam. Also brought to report that the Boampara Ibiyo has rounded off her 39th General Assembly with the induction of 70 members into its fold. And that's it from me. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day ahead.